They join a class app.
Hello, Facebook audience, and hello, people watching us on Zoom. It's an exciting moment on Friday, business seminar on Friday with Dr. John Lukomona and the discussion panel. For those joining us on Facebook and for those joining us on YouTube, you are very welcome. If you want to make a comment live and discuss, we invite you to the room. It is 840-753-87265, and the passcode is 451493. I'm going to type that one straight on Facebook. You're live and clear, and I'm going to type that on YouTube. So in the first few minutes, I want all of you to click, share, and like. Good things must be shared. And as a matter of fact, every other week, I want people to come with in their national regalia. Wear something from your country. Many of you have forgotten, you got to buy into your country's stuff. Me, I've got my Zambian cap. Others have got t-shirts from other countries. Hey, we're going to find some people today, I'm telling you. So if you're planning to joining us in Zoom, very quickly go in your wardrobe, wear something from your country. I want to see some Kenyans online today, back in the back office. I want to see some Tanzanians. I want to see some Ghanaians. I want to see some Malawans. I want to see some Somalians. I want to see some Nigerians, Ghanaians, every single one of you. I want to see Mayotes, eh? Come on, guys and ladies, let's wear our national regalia. Fantastic. Let me very quickly have a look at what's happening on YouTube. I'm excited because Facebook is there live and kicking. Yes, YouTube is looking good, and I'm sure Facebook is looking good. I can see myself over there. Let me have a look at the link where I can type stuff. I want us to make this very, very productive. And we're making progress on the platform. Lots of good things have happened, and probably I will share some of these as we start the show. We on a marketing platform, we're very proactive. We just don't talk. We are not we are not talkers. Yeah. And we're making very proactive. It's looking good, yes. We are not talkers. On a marketing platform, we are not talkers. We are doers. Excellent. On a marketing platform, we are doers. We are not talkers. Somebody said doers, not talkers. Exciting to see that's Bahuti Mohammed and Kauma Mwetwa. Great to see you there. Excellent. Today I'm standing up all the time. I sit down doing work. I don't want to just sit down. I just want to be active. Excellent. We are now kicking on into the actual program. This is Business Seminar on Friday with Dr. John Lukomona and the discussion panel in the back office Zoom. Those who want to make a comment, join us. 840-7588-7265. Let me explain why we do this. We've been in this for 15 years now. Somebody count, 5, 10, 15 years. It must be silly for somebody to stick around for 15 years doing things like this. Why do we do this? Number one, we do this because we were broke. Many of us had no cash in our pockets. Many of us were in debt. Once upon a time, the Lord spoke to me, begin a session like this so that your people can be out of debt. What do we do? All we do is bring business knowledge together, group people in groups, put finance on the table, and kickstart businesses. That's all. Simple formula. And that took us out of debt. Oh, great to hear that. I think you should be clapping. Simple formula. And this was born out of a simple book called Mr. and Mrs. Manenzero. This is a couple, all of them PhD holders, but broke. With distinctions. PhDs with distinctions. I've got a PhD myself and a postdoc. I'm not talking down education. I'm talking about how this was born and why we do it. So this couple, Mr. and Mrs. Manonzeru, very educated, but very, very broke. So we began a series on how do you get out of brokenness. Structure a business idea, call people of like minds, bring them together, put your resources together on the table, kick off a business. After 3 years or 4 years, some of you quit wherever you work and join into your own business, begin to run your own company. That way you begin to own and control finance. That's where Amakaya Wingi was born. Amakaya Wingi simply means power of many people coming together to do business. To the present date, we have helped many people to set up businesses. Testimonies will come at another cycle. We've had them in previous recordings. If you want to look at that, you can. But now we have climbed. The reason we started doing this is to come out of debt and become productive in society. Not only just talk, but in actualization of what you can have in your hands. That's why we do it. And we do these shows so that we can release information and share information with people within our communities to become sustainable. This is why we do this. We are formed on 4 pillars. The first pillar is promotion. The second, education. The third, linking. The fourth, innovation, not in any particular order of importance. We believe that if you're going to do anything on earth, it must be promoted. Otherwise, nobody's going to ever hear about it. You hear me, businesswoman and man? Every single one of you, you are a businessman or woman. I don't care whether you work or you don't work. Whichever position you are a businessman or woman. So if you're not promoted, that idea will not go nowhere. If you're not educating yourself in the sector, you'd never get the maximum benefit in your sector to make good money and serve people better. If you're not linked, linkages are important. You won't do things legally, you won't know who can help you, you won't know how to grow. So we promote those pillars. The last pillar, which is innovation. If you do not innovate ideas, products, services, even the way you serve people in your existing business, if you do not innovate, you're going to remain behind. Just yesterday, I went to one of the shops run by an African man, very good man from Zimbabwe. It's called Cerulo. Beautiful clothes they sell there. So one day I entered there and I said, "Oh, you've changed your products." I said, "No, they're the same." What actually I didn't notice, they just rearranged. They put new decor. I said, "Wow." So that made me stay longer to discover what they've done. So they hooked me in. Innovate the way you arrange even your space. Even the way you talk, sometimes change it to suit the customer. You understand that? So innovation is very important. Keep it simple. but always look for new and better ways of doing things. That's what we are built on and why we do what we do. Now, today I want us to speak in brief the tips. Then we're going to go to a big discussion, which started 7 series ago, which is we're in the 7th day. So it is a 6th series ago, today in the 7th. I want us to look at what is the missing information that I got to be careful the way I say this one. What is the missing information that our African brothers and sisters don't tell us when we partner with them in business, where you always have to release capital, but you never ever get profit back? Why are we talking about this? We have formed 2 companies already, 2 big companies. One of them is in property, and one of them I won't mention because I haven't got clearance for my team. But property is pretty recent and more is happening. We want to look at how would we collaborate effectively for those people on the ground. I'm glad today I can see in the back office, we've got somebody on the ground in Africa, and we've got somebody here in the United Kingdom. So the team is complete. In fact, I can see another one in Africa. So we're going to share some good talks. And I'm sure other people that join us just after my presentation will come in. I want us to have a very honest conversation so that Africa can tick. In fact, I wanted to sing a song today. I said, no, maybe I won't sing a song. We sing a lot. Let's do action. What I want us to do is to find out ways in which the African continent, where many big investors go there and they make a profit, and why is an African fella who is abroad, when she or he goes there to invest, doesn't really make much of a profit. Is it familiarity or not? Now, let's talk about a profit. How do you make a profit? That's a very big question. For me, it's not a big question. It's a straightforward matter. But let's get some tips. In the past sessions, we talked about how to differentiate between your business account and your personal account. Now, I recommend every businessman or woman must have at least 3 accounts, 3 bank accounts. Okay, that's a minimum. 14 accounts is better, 14 bank accounts. But let's leave that topic alone. Minimum bank accounts for a business must be 3. The business account for you, business account, your personal account, and the other one could be called projects account. If a 4th one is needed, another current account for you as a person. If a 5th one is needed, another account for you as a savings account. Very different accounts. Why? You need to differentiate between your money and project money, which is personal, and the business money, which is for projects, because even a business can have projects. When you distinguish this, you would know where to put money as it comes to you. You separate yourself from all these features. Your personal account, that's why you pay yourself. Now, how does a profit come? For example, if I gave you £1,000 today as your capital, just simple example, that 1,000, I do not expect to make a profit in one transaction. It's a capital input. A profit is realized over time. So don't expect that 1,000 to come back in one transaction. This is a big mistake you make, and you stress yourself. Or maybe say, maybe that capital is too small. Okay, for some businesses, it's not too small. Others, it is. Let's say if I put in $50,000 in your business, I do not expect that $50,000 will come back in one transaction or in 1 month. That is a capital input. It's now the what we call the blood of a business. It's the money that will be working in the business to cover all the expenses that are needed, to cover even your own wages. You as a person, you as a director will come from that capital. You understand it? Which means when you're working out capital value to put in the business, sit down and write down the expected expenditure before you start the business, before you invite partners. The financial schedule is broken into 2 parts. The first part is salaries and wages for your staff, because the staff are going to be working for you, make the business move forward. The second part of expenses will be what we call overheads, rent, premises, insurance, stationery, things that would be perishables. You buy and buy it again, etc. Those must be quantified. Put that total together, salaries and wages, and the overheads. That now gives you an idea of how much your business would need. You can now multiply that over a year, 12 months. If your calculations was, first of all, per month, okay, how many months are in a year? It is 12. 12 times the total, if the total was 4,000 per month, 4,000 times 12 will give you an idea of how much you need for the whole year. Now, mind you, I do not need to put the whole capital, startup capital, that will take you for the whole year. No, because a business, at least within 3 months, cash flow must start improving. That is to say, you have people buying your services or goods. They begin to bring in cash while your capital money is there servicing other things. You understand that? And that capital, the profit of it cannot come back in one transaction. It is over a time. Now, how do you avoid asking for more capital? This is where the mistake comes in. If you're my brother or sister or cousin or my business partner, they are on the ground in Africa, I send you some money. That money I've sent you, even if it's sitting in your account, it's not your money to use. Or it could be that I live abroad, you send me that money to do something for you, to buy machinery. That money, when sitting in my account, it's capital expenditure, it's not my money. Even though I can see the balance in the account, it's not my money. It is not your money. That is working capital. Do not touch it. But you say, oh, Doc, now, no. Doc, that stuff. How do I eat? How do I pay my bills? This is how you pay your bills. Within that declaration of a startup capital, you must have included your wage. This is one thing many people forget. Include your wage in the capital or startup capital, such that for the first 3 months, your salary is coming from the capital. Or if it's depending on the size of the business, it might take you a year. Include those expenses, vital expenses, essential expenses. Salaries and wages are vital expenses. Do not touch that money. If you touch it, you are a thief. You are a thief. You have just stolen it in your own company. What do we say you should do? Take yourself to the police. Say, I've stolen from my company. But I'm warning you, don't touch it. If you don't touch it, it's good. The business will be functioning. This is the area of importance. How do you pay your expenses? Pay yourself a wage. I recommend this to business owners. Don't let your wages come at the month end 30 days later. No. If you have planned very well, the capital injection must cover your wages throughout the period of 6 months, but pay yourself weekly. Why do I suggest weekly? At most 2 weeks. Why do I suggest shorter times? When you're running a business, you see money passing through your hands, you're doing other things, you are paying everybody, but you're not paying yourself. A human being is a being of reward. When you put some effort in something, you always want to feel like something's coming back to you. So every 2 weeks, pay yourself good within the capital budget. You understand it? Don't pay yourself excessive. Pay yourself. Then the money you pay yourself, which is why we have a bank account, 5 bank accounts. When you pay yourself, you put in the personal account, which is this one. Yeah, is that the one? Yeah, one of these. Yeah, I think that one. One of these personal account. The business account was this one, where money went into. It goes in there. Then you pay yourself every 2 weeks. Once you pay yourself, if you are married, your wife will believe you more. Also, your husband will believe you more if you are the woman running the business. They want to see that this thing you're doing is paying you. You can't be saying, no, I'm a businessman, I'm a businesswoman, and you're always broke. 6 months, you've never got paid nothing. What kind of business is that? That's where we make a mistake. If we don't plan that way, we end up now touching the whole capital because you've seen a need which wasn't met 2-3 weeks ago. So in summary, as we go into discussion, we want to become super. I've left a lot of time for discussion today. I want us to become super business owners who can transact between the continent and those in the diaspora. These simple principles will help us. When I send you capital, or when you send me capital, I must factor in there my own weekly or every 2 weeks salary, so that I have life in the family, not just looking at the finance in the bank. That is a very honest account. So how many accounts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of these accounts is your personal account. One of these accounts is your business account. One of these accounts is your business project account. The other one is a savings account for you as a person. The other one is a current account for you as a person, or you can have another current account for business, 2 current accounts, depending on what you're doing. So in summary, I want you to chew on those. Those are important factors. Pay yourself and pay the workers in the cycle that rewards you quickly as a businessman or woman, because you need to have living expenses met. Not when things go really down. That's when you're running. Oh, let's take out from the business. No. Plan it. Okay. Now, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm grateful that I've got Mr. David Smukoko, Martha Ndugu, Grace Situlo, and Mr. Felix Katundu. I think it's well balanced. I've got 2 countries represented here. I can see Kenya and Zambia. Where has Uganda gone today? Uganda, I'm calling you. If you're on Facebook, sign in. I want more countries to talk about this idea. We're going to be talking about what is the best way to avoid stories as we do business with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, Africa, and the other way around, because we are pushing bigger ideas as a community. One of the projects that we're going to be doing is a 50-member based business. So I will pose the first question to just give the direction to the discussion. Hi, is that Douglas Mwetwa or Douglas Clement? Good to see you online. Perfect. Brian Zulu, good to see you. Brian, if you want to say something, just come in 840-7588-7265, passcode 451493. Otherwise, you can type your question, your contribution, I'll read it out. So, what is the best way for us to do business one with another in the diaspora and on the ground, where it comes to honestness of handling finances? Because that's a big one. We don't want in the next 5-10 years, we are still sending capital to one another. When will that capital bring back a reward? Let us share some experiences. If I'd saved all the capitals I've sent since I came to the UK, I'll be a billionaire, maybe be trillionaire. If I just save it. Some of you can say the same. I open up the show. Let's see who starts. We are going to open up this show with asking every one of you on the platform to unmute yourself and open your camera so people can see you. Facebook people, enjoy the audio. People on YouTube, let's go in and enjoy. Open up your cameras. I want to see what you're wearing. Oh yes, you got your national regalia. Oh yes, Martha, where's your national regalia? I want something on the head from Kenya. Oh, it's good. Bango, bracelet, excellent. Felix, let's see you, Felix. What have you got on? We get to see something in national regalia. It's very important. Okay, Martha, kick off the discussion based on that question. Oh, Felix is in the jumbo jet. You bought an aeroplane. You're doing very well. We can see your lips, but we can't hear you very well. At least we can see that you're in the jet. Well done. That's good news to see a brother buying a jet. I think it's a helicopter. Okay, Martha, let's kick off. Welcome. Good to see you. What do you think is the best way to make sure that integrity is maintained in the capitation?
Good evening, everyone. This is a bit impromptu.
Of course.
Well, I think from what I would think, having met so many people and interacted with people in the past and at present, I think it's just having not necessarily like-minded people, but just working towards a common goal and taking that seriously. And I think this is my opinion, but I think we look at short-term goals, whereas we need to focus on long-term goals. So we tend not to be patient enough to achieve that goal, because things take a long time to materialize, or businesses take a long time to take off, or to even see a profit. I remember one of my mentors told me, when you set your first year goal, if you're setting 5 years goal, you always need to repeat the first goal in the following year, because by the time you set up the first year goal, you come to December, you get to December, you haven't achieved the goals that you had set, then most people tend to give up or to stop there, because they're not seeing the actual results. So if you repeat that goal in the following year, so it's the same goal for year 1 or for year 2, that's when you start seeing results. And that's why most people quit sooner. So I think when it comes to diaspora or people back home and who are doing business here, I think if we were a little bit patient and have accountability, accountability I think is key, because when it comes to capital or money, that's where you started with a common goal, but you end up being enemies because money went missing. No projects can be seen. But I think it would need people being accountable and just focusing on the actual goal, and just working with people, working amongst that team within their own strength, because we find there are people who are good with numbers, there are people who are good with management, there are people who are good hands-on. So it's always good to realize people's strengths and capitalize on the strengths. And I think that way, they say there's power in numbers. So I'm a believer in numbers, people working together. Yeah, that's my opinion. That's what I think.
Perfect. Once we go in, it's looking good. Yeah. As you were talking, there were so many likes on Facebook are clicking, pa, 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 pa. So Martha, you must have hit something which is real there. People are clicking like. Okay. Who can go next? David? Grace, pick it up.
Thank you, Doc. Good evening, everyone. As Martha started it off, working together, it's not easy, especially when you are apart. There's a big question there. One thing we need to understand, or we need to know, is, trust with the person you are working with, trusting each other from either end,
yes,
accountability, and showing maturity on the work. And one common mistake I normally see when we do joint businesses with the people in the diaspora and people back home is when we are in the diaspora, sometimes we portray that we can afford anything at any time. Yes. Why do I say so? Because when people back home, we have started a business, maybe there's a shortfall of capital. Before you inquire how that shortfall came or whatever has happened, we are the first one to say, okay, I'll send you some money.
Yeah.
And quickly, before you don't even have the money yourself, you even reach for your credit card, or you borrow from your friend, you send, in thinking that maybe that problem will be corrected. But even after sending, you don't address that problem to see how you can correct it, because that problem is able to repeat itself.
Yes.
Repeatedly. So that is one weakness we have, especially us in the diaspora. And also for the people, for the person who is on the other side, they have that mentality that when somebody in the diaspora, they have the money, They can reach out to them anytime, cry for money, and the money will be sent. Even if they are not correcting that situation, which made them to look for extra money. Because when that money comes now to bridge that gap, you should think, how will this gap be bridged next time? We don't look at that. They just continue. Again, they stumble on something, they'll send you a message. I need more money for this. I need money. Sometimes they go to that extent of borrowing, saying when she sends or he sends money, I'll pay it back. So I find those weaknesses to be there in both on us in the diaspora and both on people back home. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, it's going to be a hot topic today. Wow, wow, wow. David, unmute yourself. You are muted. Yes, David, you unmute yourself, David. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead on that one.
Yes, this is a very serious issue because it has to do with the personality of the person you're dealing with, first and foremost. There are people who want, like, they are not serious what they want to do. Like Madam Grace is just from saying, you send them money, there is no accountability, and they don't have a mind for business in the first place. So whatever you send, it's just like they want to use you for them to get what they want. I'll cite an example of people, maybe you want to partner with someone down here, let's say in maybe fisheries. You send money, okay, we are going to do maybe so many fish ponds, want to put so many fingerlings, and this is what we'll be giving for fish. And then you send all that. At the end of the day, you just hear that no, we need money. But we accounted for whatever you needed, the money and the resources and everything else that you needed. Where is the money? Where has it gone? They will not even explain, like she was saying. So there is partly the people in the diaspora, they contribute, and much more. Here also, people do not have, most of them, they may not even have for business, just want to find handmaids. Not necessarily that they do business or they go into partnership. Because one thing they know is that you are there, you are comfortable. What we are doing here probably is just to uplift them, not necessarily to make a profit. I don't know if you get my point.
Yes, keep talking.
Yes, like you want to uplift them. Your life is stable and everything else, and hence whatever you send, they want to like they will even divert it. Whatever money that comes in, it has where it's going to end, not in line with the business. Even if they have very good business ideas, very good business proposals, but at the moment the money is sent, they have where the money wants, they have where the money should go and what it should. Believe you me, it has nothing to do with business in most cases. That's why, like Madam Grace shared, there's those experiences where you send money and the person tells you after a week or also to say no, the money finished. They can't even explain when the money has gone. They don't go into the business in the first place. It was not ejected in the business, just when we were done. They can't even explain what they want. Yeah.
Yes, I hear you. Felix? Felix, unmute yourself. Let's hear from Felix. This is interesting, getting interesting. I'm writing the points out. Today I'm not memorizing. I really want to. Oh, Felix has dropped. I think signal is very bad. Yes, let's chew over the points as we are began deliberating. I can tell you on Facebook, the sticks coming on, people are liking, they're clicking like, which means the message is getting across there. First and foremost, I put a points on every speaker here. Accountability, long-term goals, people strength, power in numbers. Let's look at those aspects. I'll just respond to this. Power in numbers is essential, which is what Amaka Wing stands for. Power of many people coming together to do business. And we're not giving up on this. We are 15 years old. And why we have lasted this long is because our terms, the goals are long-term. This is longer than many people think. It is a 250-year phase project of Amakaya Wing. So far, having done 15 years, we are remaining with 235 years to do a very physical review of how we've been doing. So which means now we are training our children, and they should also train their children's children the power of working together as people that came to the diaspora in trying to impact the growth of Africa. So I like that long-term goals, long-term goals, and I believe it is achievable. Leveraging people's strength is very important, which is why people in the diaspora, for example, they may have access to cheaper finance, access to facilities. It doesn't mean they own these things. These are things they can borrow from banks and so forth, but accessibility is just there. Accountability will help us a lot if we can account for everything that we obtain and we use on the ground in Africa and also in the diaspora. Because I know even people in the diaspora, when you are sent something from abroad, you don't really do some stuff that you're supposed to do because you think they should carry your vision. No, they should never carry your vision alone. You should invest in their vision. They must invest in your vision. It's investment. We are all investors. And an investor is somebody who puts something into something to expect a reward out of it. So we should all think as investors. That's why accountability is very important, which was raised by Investor Martha. Investor Grace also talked about working together is not easy, which is very true. Now, the points I like most here, it is false pretenses by people in the diaspora. Hey, as you are seeing me right now, I've just passed by the Queen's house. You're in Bradford. The Queen lives in Buckingham. Let me tell you, one day I was with my wife working in Warsaw. We just parked the car by some shops. So let's go and do something in one of the banks. We're trying to sort out some issues at the bank. So we saw this guy. He's standing by the entrance to the Warsaw shopping mall, Sadras Leach. He's on the phone to his friend. Yeah, he says, "I'm in India." I said, "My wife, this guy is in India." He's telling a friend on the phone loudly, "No, I'm in India. I'm in India." I said, "Hey, I should have shouted that. Warsaw, where are you going?" You see, people lie. I saw him he was standing by the gate to go to the Sadras. He's telling a friend, "I'm in India." Well, in England, we zip up a lip, we don't talk. So we also have to change as people in the diaspora. We don't have the money. That's the truth of the matter. Even if you're getting £21 per hour, you multiply that one in Kenya shillings. This one is a millionaire. And you send them your payslip. If you multiply that by your kwacha, you are flying. No. Here in this country, tell them your mortgage alone is £800 without gas, without electricity, and your car alone is another £400 for DVLA thing. Give them the expenses so you live in reality. So that's a very important point to raise, Investor Grace. Now, the other one which is connected to this one, which is for Africa, is Africa, you need to be honest. I have instances where you are doing business, they didn't have money at that time, you injected some money in the business. When the business are doing good, they are so quiet, nobody calls you. Now, when you phone from the blues, then you ask it, "Oh no, we forgot. That money is now back, don't worry." I said, so if I didn't phone, I wouldn't have known. No. We are planning to phone you tomorrow. Okay. Let's be honest. The moment the money comes back, start paying back straight away. Africa. And diaspora people do not pile money on people before they explain how they would have solved that problem which they're asking you money for. They cannot be asking money for the same problem every year. God forbid. Which problem is that? Investor Smukoko, you raise a very important point, personality of the person. He has no business idea.
Yeah.
He has planned already that this one, I want to use him. I like that because you are on the ground. So now I'm aware. So the question is, how are you going to detect that this one wants to use me? Because they are sweet talkers, you know, and they write business plans so good, you believe it. This is, even if I'm laughing, let me stop laughing. I must be crying now. Let me be serious now. Personality of the person. They want to use you. They know they have no business idea and they're going to divert the money for other causes, which is not business. Now, we're going to go back now. How are we going to deal with this? We're going to start from Investor Smukoko's ideas. How would we solve this problem? They have no business idea, but they have written something so good on paper and it makes so good for you to believe and you start sending. Let's start from this. How do we solve this problem? Because we need to move forward as a community. People in the diaspora and people on the African ground needs to hold together and make it big. Because we bring investors to Africa from other countries, what is called as foreign direct investment, and it works. Why can't it work when we partner with each other? That's what we want to break. Don't get me wrong, some of it has been working. If it's been working 40%, we want it to work 90%. Now, let's start breaking this conundrum. Let's start with what Investor Msimukoko raised. Personality of a person. He has no business idea. He or she wants to use you. How can we tackle this problem? What kind of systems can we put in place? We're going to go back the same cycle in reverse order. Now, Madam Grace, Investor Grace, start with this question. How do we break this? Somebody has no idea, but is presenting to you as if they have got an idea and they have planned in their head that they're going to use you anyway.
Thank you, Doc. What I will do is that person, first I'll ask myself, do I know him personally? For how long have I known him? Because if you have known a person for some time, you will be able to know at least their weaknesses and their background, what they have done in the past and how they are doing. Or is it the person I've just come in contact with, maybe we only met once or through some introduction? So what I'll do is I'll ask him I'll tell him that, okay, can we start maybe 50-50? I inject 50%, you inject 50%. And before I even go further to pumping in money, I'll tell him, okay, that is a very good idea. Hold on. I'm coming home maybe in 3-4 months' time. We'll sit down and then we see how we can do that business. We'll open a bank. I said, I don't want to use an individual bank, my bank, your bank. We have to have a bank where we put in resources, put everything in writing, in front of a lawyer to guide us on some legal matters. And I also encourage people who want to be doing business back home, at least to be going there once a year. If you can afford, go there twice a year and see what is on the ground, what is cooking on the ground. As you say, there will be stories and stories. They send you pictures, this and that, which are not even in the business. So maybe the follow-up of going back, checking on the business is also important. Because sometimes if you want a report, a fake report can be sent. Yeah. It's possible to see a fake report. So to go and see what is happening on the ground and to have some legal backing of some kind. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Martha, Investor Martha?
Yes, I second what Grace has said, but also what I would do for me, before we even transact, I would have a couple of meetings. But from the word go, you can tell whether you can work with the person or you can't. If I cannot work with the person, there's no need of me wasting my time because you cannot work with everybody. If you're clashing or you're not on the same page, it would be very hard to work together. But if that doesn't transpire, or it looks like you were able to work together, then I'd put things in place in such that you're legally backed, like Grace was saying. It's good to have that in place to make sure when the money goes missing, there's a way you can get your money back, or there's a follow-up in terms of that. But then also from the word go, I should want to make sure that I'm able to work with the person, because you can be loggerheads in the entire process, so you might not even be able to work together in the first place. So if you realize, or you find out you're able to work together, then you can put steps in place whereby there is a lot of accountability. There is also follow-up and the regular meetings, but then also there's a legal aspect of things on how things are to be done and run, and all that. Once that's been put in place, then just having those clear direction and clear goals. And I think also the same mindset, because like, was it David that was saying the personality? Because there are some people who specialize in looking the part. They can get you every document that you need. They can look like the part that you're dealing with, but it doesn't look, what you're seeing is not what is inside. They can learn how to look the part and specialize in that, but everything else is empty. So I think it's also learning and getting to know the person. I think trust is also a big one. Trusting, and also just having a clear goal from the beginning, from the word go, just knowing where you're going.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So before David comes in there, it's clashing. I think that point is very important. Some people, most times we ignore. I will tell you my own story. One day I was being offered a very big position in one of the businesses. I ignored that feeling. They traveled to my house, they loved me. Oh, this person, what? But we sat down. I even invited my wife to be there because they'll bring me the certificate of award. So in my heart, things were clashing. And I said, hey, my heart, calm down. So things were not flowing as it should flow. And I thought, I couldn't just put a finger. Those are very important things. The live clashes where you disagree, and the gut feeling, the inside of your heart, those are indicators. I can tell you I didn't get nothing out of that deal. And I say, I should have listened to the clashes in my heart. Very important point you've mentioned there. Let's go to David. How do we solve this problem?
They have sort of talked about most of the points. I think one thing that stands out is, and I think that should be like in the mind of everyone that wants to do an investment down here, is to, I can't just have a business idea and end at that. Even if I'm getting money from the government, I'm getting money anywhere, and I don't have anything else that I'm actually pumping in. It wastes much more if it's money that is coming from someone, like I know it's a friend, it's a relative overseas, is going to fund the whole project. I'll be reluctant, and I'll not put in much effort, as like the work culture will be affected somehow, because I don't have, like, I haven't invested anything apart from maybe my time. So like what Madam Grace said, there should be a way, I should ask someone that, so that's a very good business idea. It's a very good business idea. So how much do you have apparently? Because there's no one who can just have an idea and literally it doesn't even have a coin to pump in so that the business starts. Or what resources, maybe apart from money, that you may have, maybe land, machinery, or anything that you may have that will contribute so that this business idea can be implemented. So maybe to just avoid doing everything, you send money for everything. So if we can avoid that, maybe that will help. And also, can't just start business with someone you've not known maybe for long, or someone who don't know in personally. Just meet someone on social media, or someone introduces you to them, and then you like their business idea, and then you have, a burning desire to invest back home, and you want to invest without having a personal relationship with someone. Because the way people present themselves on social media, the way people present themselves when you are talking, and the way people present themselves, and what they carry inside them, they are different things. Yeah, so you need to know someone before you start off thinking investment, before you start off thinking like sending money. And someone said, I think it's my sister from Kenya who said you should develop like, you can't just send money without even knowing where your money is going. Then even you as an investor, you have no respect for your money. You should know, you should at least visit home. Okay, this is what is on the ground. This person said, yes, if it's you want to go into maybe poultry farming, there is a poultry already built. There is this already built, there is this already in place. Then this person is serious business, other than just sending money and without even knowing where your money is going. Yeah, I think that's what I feel should be done.
Perfect. Let's just chew over those points. I like that point you've made. I will show you how I respected my money. I think in 2010 to the present date, how many years is that?
11.
11 years. Okay, it has taken me 11 years to buy myself a nice bag. I'll show you. This is beautiful, I'm telling you. When I visit Zambia, my brother and sister said, Ado, you've become like Muzungu, you. Very old. You're just carrying an old bag. You see, I respect my money. I don't just buy that. Now this one I bought. Look at it. This is presidential.
Wow.
In 11 years, this bag is expensive and very nice.
Yes.
When I open this one, even the laptop is repaired automatically. That point you have mentioned, David, is important. I think it links in what Grace said. As in the diaspora, we don't respect our money. If somebody just coughs, hey, a mosquito bit me yesterday here. Oh, say, don't worry, I'll send you 4,000 kwacha. I'll send you 4,000 shilling for a mosquito. Oh no, yesterday I didn't have nice dreams. Oh, maybe the conditioner is broken. Don't worry, I'll send you another 1,000 pounds. Conditioner. In your own house, you have no conditioner in the UK. David, there are issues in the UK, we pretend. I think let's start respecting our money. I think that's the biggest solution. People in the diaspora respect your money.
Yes.
And people on the ground, if you don't have a business idea, just repent, don't lie. It's true. My mother used to say, if somebody persists, please help, go and look in their eyes. If blood is coming out, it is serious. Hurry up. If there's no blood, then it's okay. If they are crying blood, then it's serious. There's a pain somewhere in the heart. Please help. If they are crying, there's no blood. It's no more to dry. Let's respect our money both ways. And people, if you are going into a deal, let each one of you put something tangible. All of you, before you made your money, you had put time. When you are making your business idea, you had put time, but include money. Even if it's £2, put money there, because when money is there, you look at something differently. No more 100% investor. You power in your money. No, forget. So we answer that one. Now let's go and tackle this one, which was raised by 2 points from Martha, accountability. How we solve the problem of accountability, and 2 points from Investor Grace, the problem of trust and false portrayal. Trust, people on the ground, and false portrayal by people in the diaspora. False portrayal. Like 2 weeks ago, we were in London. We were meeting President Hakainde Chilima. We call him H7. Martha, I was looking in the auditorium, people had post jackets. You see ladies, I say, hey, guys came with nice haircuts. I say, hey, these guys, they all look wealthy. Only me was looking ordinary because I had a German flag in my neck. Madam Investor, I was working with an investor. She's on this platform. I won't mention her name. I was looking as if I'm the Chola boy. I carry a bag. It was a jacket, red Macintosh. Okay, let's comment on this. Let's comment on this. How did you go? Martha, go. No, Grace.
Yeah, the false betrayal. That one. In fact, when you read some of these, the habits of millionaires, they don't wear expensive clothes.
I'm telling you.
they wear. Bill Gates will wear trainers and jeans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grace, who wants to go first? Who wants to solve the problem of accountability? Let's go with Grace, then Martha on betrayal.
On accountability, I would say we should come up with a program of saying maybe every month we have a meeting on how much we have spent, how much has been done,
yes,
how much we have made, and what needs to be done. If we can have a review meeting on a monthly basis, I think that will help us to track on the business.
Review meetings on a monthly basis.
Yes. And on a false portray, I would think that one also is connected to personalities. If you know what you are doing and you know what you want, you always have to say the truth. I know there are some people who say, if I say no, because of the standards I've raised myself, the standard my family have put me on, if you say you don't have or you reject with whatever they are saying, it's like you are lowering yourself, which is not true. For me, I would rather people see me down there because I don't have than the way they know me. Because I know if I don't have, I don't have, and I work towards filling that gap. When I have, I put in, I help out there. But if I don't have, there's no way for me to, there's no reason why I should squeeze myself to an extent just to please somebody. No. Because those people, they don't please me also. When they show up the way they are, I believe that's the way they are, or they can afford it. And for me, I don't go that way. Thank you, Doc.
Yes. I like those ones. I like those ones. In fact, I recommend let's lower standards. Let's lower expectations. Be real. Me, I've bought another pair of shoes. Yes. I could have shown you right here, but I can't do it now. I think my legs won't rise. When I was doing a Kung Fu, I could have shown you. I've got kabuba, a canvas. They call it canvas. Martha, yes. Lower standards. Guys, Africa, hear us. Diaspora, Africa, hear your fellow diasporas. Diaspora, hear your fellow Africans. No more pretense on both sides. If you have money, there's no need for you to ask your brother or sister to send you or your business partner. Send them as well. Let me thank Africa. For me, the stage I've reached, I receive a lot of money from Africa. They send me. I thank you, brothers and sisters. I'm doing business with you. You send me now, which is why I'm able to do this program so that we can learn with each other and together we grow. So if you haven't yet started sending money from Africa to your business partner to Europe, you haven't started doing business. Show them that you can produce. Send them something. Send them something. Okay? Don't let them just wear manatela and you're looking better than others. Martha, can you come in on that one? Accountability and...
On the same points?
Yeah, you can cover the other points, yes?
Or what would you like me to comment on?
Comment on accountability and false portrayal and setting long-term goals. How do you solve these problems now?
Yeah, I would say false representation. What was it again? For false
portrayal.
Portrayal. Yeah, I think it goes beyond just the appearance. It would go beyond that because it could be false in terms of resources, saying you have this and you don't have that, or what you bring to the table. You have to be honest. At the end of the day, like Grace was saying, being truthful, just being honest. If you're saying you're an engineer, you don't say you're a mechanical and I don't know what whatever that's your field is your field. Don't not having all this, even if your education, if it is your resources in terms of money, just being honest. They're saying this is how much I can afford. That goes a long way than coming with false misrepresentation and then throwing everybody off when you realize what you said is not what it was. It wasn't truthful. So I think that it should be from all angles, not just appearance. It should be in terms of whatever you're bringing to the table, just being honest and being open and that one. And then in terms of accountability, I would say just being accountable for everything that we do. Just putting your hands up. If you make a mistake, if there's an error, or if you can't make it to a meeting, or you can't commit to whatever you said you will do, just being accountable and taking responsibility of your mistakes, that type of a thing. And also in accountability in terms of doing what has been said that will be done, and communicating in terms of that accountability, and just keeping everything going. I think it's important because there's no need of setting goals and you're not following through. So there has to be an accountability in a way, one way or the other. It's kind of, they're tied together, because when setting goals, it's good to set long-term goals, because it is a journey. Whatever you do, whatever projects that may be in place, it's a journey. So breaking down the goals to achieve this, to break it down in order to manage it in chunks, than trying to do this long-term goal and rushing everything. So doing it strategically in such a way that you've set this 5-year goal, you're breaking it down to a 1-year goal, to monthly goals, to daily goals, like that. And then there's those little milestones. And then together, when everybody has inputted something, not just you pulling, everybody has to pull their weight. Yes. Because we are working together. Yeah, and that's what the same thing when it comes to diaspora and people back home. It's like, okay, you put in the money. The person you have supplied, you've given the money to do the work. They're on holiday. You've been working 3 shifts or 2 jobs to get that money. Then you realize the person on the other end, the receiver, is going on holiday or is just relaxing. So people have to pull their weight. I think that way you find goals are easily achieved. And also just having that slowing, delayed gratification, not wanting to have things done now, or wanting to buy things or spending the profit. It's just looking at that end goal, for 5-year goal, not trying to, whatever we are making now, we are spending it, or we are doing that. It's to delay that gratification until we have a good cash flow and we see the fruits of what we have inputted in that. It's not that, you sell something, you've got your 5, is it kwacha you use in Zambia?
Yes.
when you convert that money, like Doc was saying, that when you convert that pound into kwacha, and the person says, this profit, we need to go now and spend this money. No, we put it back in the pot.
That's right.
And reinvest the money.
Mm.
I think that for me, that would be something that can make us go far, really far.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, panel. It's awesome. Beautiful things always make time as if it's not moving. Actually, we have run out of time. We're just going to over by 60 seconds. Thank you so much, every single one of you on the back office. These educational information, people are following it. Let me just address one question on the on Facebook. Can't deal with all the others. Douglas Mwetwa says, business ideas are a lot, Doc. Capital is what is difficult. Okay, Douglas, if you've followed what we've been talking about here, we'll get in touch with you and let's listen to your business idea. If it's fundable, if it's viable, if it can bring a profit, we'd like to talk to you and also take every single person through our entrepreneurship course. This has got a scholarship scheme. It teaches you cost-benefit analysis, business planning, cognitive induction, and stepping out. It gives you the gemstones you need for you to become a successful entrepreneur. Thank you very much, listeners on Facebook. Thank you very much, those on YouTube. On YouTube, click, like, and subscribe. That's a new thing. Click, like, and subscribe so that many people can follow up, also share with other people. They can learn from it. It's very important. Good things are worth sharing. And those on Facebook, just do the same, like and share so people can learn. We want to build a very affluent, sustainable community, not a community of talk, and I receive that and you don't receive nothing physically. We want us to do real business. Signing off, but still present with you. This is Dr. John Lukomona, Business Seminars on Friday with the discussion panel. More good topics are coming next week. We are still on the trail of the role of entrepreneurs in boosting the economies of Africa. Facebook audience, cheerio. We'll see you next week. Douglas, wonderful. Wheeler, wonderful. And I saw other names there. They've just disappeared. Excellent to see you. Thank you very much and bye for now. And also, I saw Paminda, great to see you. And I saw other names. I can't see them now. Fantastic. I can see those likes. And ciao. Don't forget to join us next week. People on Zoom, don't go. We're going to have a cup of tea. But people on YouTube, sorry, you can't have a cup of tea. We'll see you next